Are you suicidal? You can walk outside, right now, lay down across some train tracks, and wait for 10,000 tons of cold rolled steel to remove your malignant tumor of a consciousness from this universe. That's a bit dramatic, isn't it? Not to mention rude. It seems like every cobbler Thanksgiving dinner, someone kills themselves at the dinner table. It's not hard to be polite. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about finances. Don't kill yourself, at least not before dessert. Elbows off the table, shotgun out your mouth. It's very simple. But most people don't take their own lives, do they? It's a bit final. Not to mention there's always the possibility of failure. And with it, disfigurement. No, I shouldn't have opened this video with, "Are you suicidal?" It was probably a little alienating, a bit off-putting, and it's just not the kind of environment that I want to create. So, let's start over. Are you prone to acts of self-destruction? Do you smoke, drink, eat too much, eat too little? Did you self-sabotage that good job you got, or that class that you needed to succeed in? Do you habitually make decisions that you know will leave you worse off than before? Life is an endless series of decisions, but many of us, myself included, make terrible ones. We do things that we know will kill us. We do things that we know are killing us right now. Why? Why don't you try and live a life that anyone would envy? You could spend your life kicking down every door and seizing every opportunity, working hard, forging a legacy built with elbow grease and ingenuity. You can eat right, exercise, study hard, work hard, travel the world, and then, finally, die. Some people are control freaks. When given the choice between the helplessness that is every man's birthright and self-destruction, many of us choose the latter. Simply because then it is a choice. Life has seemingly infinite paths, but make no mistake, at the end of each of those paths is the exact same thing. Annihilation.
This is not exactly something you do if your life is in perfect harmony. We're all damaged goods here. Anya's sober, therefore an addict. Josie wears long sleeves because she doesn't want you to see the scars on her forearms.
Why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission?
Is that what you think we're doing? Committing suicide.
Symbolism time. Annihilation is hardly subtle, and before I dive into it, I would just like to discuss the symbolism of the lighthouse that most characters are heading towards for the majority of the movie. Captain Cobbler? Yes? Why are we heading directly towards that light? I don't know, it's divinely incandescent, I guess. Wouldn't you rather be someplace well lit as opposed to this stormy sea? It's dangerous out here. We could capsize at any moment. You understand that it's a lighthouse, right? Oh. A nice, well-lit house sounds pretty good right about now, doesn't it? A lighthouse signals to captains to stay away because of shallow waters or rocky outcroppings. Sure, it's dangerous out at sea, but if you just sail right at it, you're guaranteeing we wreck. Listen up, Sailor Strawberry Strudel. Your privilege is beginning to show. My mother was a moth, and my mixed heritage has resulted in loads of discrimination from my fellow sailors. They're always saying things like, "Get out of here, dusthead," or "Go lick a lamp, loser," or "You were diagnosed with schizophrenia, you're mentally unfit to be a ship captain," or "Your privilege sickens me, sailor." Land, dead ahead, drop the anchor, brace yourselves. You're not even acknowledging my feelings. Annihilation consists of 5 main characters: a physicist, a geomorphologist, a psychologist, a paramedic, and a biologist. Our protagonist, named Lena. A rather political cast of characters, I know, but a cast of characters that poses an interesting question due to the nature of their mission. You see, they're all heading into the Shimmer, and the lighthouse that lies at the center of it. The Shimmer is the zone surrounding a crashed meteor. It is a place where scores of Special Forces operatives have been sent in, but haven't returned. Except for Lena's husband, Kane. He returns from a mission into the Shimmer, suffering from catastrophic organ failure and unable to recall what occurred within it. No one knows what happens within the Shimmer. Radio waves are incapable of penetrating it. The only things that are known about the Shimmer is that many have entered, none have left in one piece, and it's expanding. But this group of scientists embark on an expedition into the zone armed with nothing more than #girlbossenergy and M4s? I don't know guns. I can't tell the difference between an M4 and an M16. Fucking sue me. But this does beg the question, why? Why would you willingly walk into something that is to spec ops dudes as opiates are to poor people in West Virginia? I mean, come on. Do these people not watch YouTube video essays? The meteor crashed at a lighthouse, for God's sake.
I've been watching the phenomenon for a while now. I profile the volunteers. I pick the teams. They enter. I watch. I watch it grow closer. There's only so long one can do that.
But you need to know what's inside.
Yes, I do.
So do I.
As the team penetrates deeper and deeper into the Shimmer, trying to make it to the lighthouse and uncover why no one else has returned, they grow increasingly disoriented, losing their sense of time and place. They encounter bizarre flora and fauna whose very DNA has been rearranged, different types of flowers all growing off the same vine, an alligator whose morphology has been twisted. And upon entering an old army base, which was the last expedition's base of operations, they see the fate of the last team and Kane.
Okay, so we know what happened to the last group. They went insane.
The team is disturbed upon seeing this footage and what became of the last team. Why? Well, I can't really say. I can only assume it's because they are women and therefore delicate. Cutting into your bro's body and watching his intestines move? Pfft, that's a typical night out with the boys right there. There's no need to make it weird.
Yeah, D, you just don't get it, okay? This is what men do. Yeah. This is what men do.
Yes,
okay?
men stuff,
yeah,
dude. Men stuff.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
I was gonna say, when you didn't tell the team about your connection to Kane, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea. But after seeing that footage, yeah, I'm not sure how they would have reacted to you.
Why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission?
Is that what you think we're doing? Committing suicide?
You must have profiled him. You must have assessed him. He must have said something.
So you're asking me as a psychologist?
Yeah.
Then as a psychologist, I'd say you're confusing suicide with self-destruction. Almost none of us commit suicide, and almost all of us self-destruct. In some way, in some part of our lives. We drink, or we smoke, we destabilize the good job, the happy marriage. But these aren't decisions, they're impulses. In fact, you're probably better equipped to explain this than I am.
What does that mean?
You're a biologist. Isn't self-destruction coded into us, programmed into each cell?
The team continues to head to the lighthouse where the something crashed, and it is revealed that the Shimmer is a prism. It distorts light, radio waves, and even DNA. The paramedic goes insane because she can feel her insides moving, which, once again, normal bro shit. And a pants-shittingly terrifying scene with a mutated bear with the voice of their dead friend occurs. So this is the second best scene in the movie, but it doesn't push my thesis forward in any way that I can gather, so just, watch it, you piece of shit. All you need to know is, as the situation continues to grow more and more dire, as everyone on the team continues to be twisted on a cellular level by this prism, they don't turn back.
I didn't know what going back meant. Why it would be safer than going forward.
You didn't know, but you made the decision to continue as if you did.
Ventures made the decision.
Ventures had cancer. She was never coming back. You knew she was sick.
I had guessed.
I'm leaving.
Now? It's not even light yet.
I don't have time to wait. We are disintegrating. Our bodies as fast as our minds. Can't you feel it? It's like the onset of dementia. If I don't reach the lighthouse soon, the person that started this journey won't be the person that ends it. I want to be the one that ends it.
When my wife's boyfriend is reading me a bedtime story, I occasionally have to have him stop if he hits a line that just wrecks me, All the real soldiers are dead. Slaughterhouse 5. Every hour wounds. The last one kills. American gods. The longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become. The novelization of Doom Eternal. Like I said, this really only happens when reading. I mean, in a book, the only medium of communication is the writing, so it naturally needs to shine. Annihilation is the rare kind of movie where the dialogue at one point sort of forced me to pause. With one line, Annihilation cemented itself, for me, as fantastic cosmic horror.
Vanished into havoc. Unfathomable mind. No beacon, no seed.
Dr. Ventures?
Lena. We spoke. What was it we said? That I needed to know what was inside the lighthouse. That moment's past. It's inside me now.
What's inside you?
It's not like us. It's unlike us. I don't know what it wants. Or if it wants. But it will grow until it encompasses everything. Our bodies and our minds will be fragmented into their smallest parts until not one part remains. Annihilation.
Annihilation did not do well in theaters. You could probably imagine why. Hell, I didn't see it in theaters either, so I'm to blame for its failure as well. What makes Annihilation work is the same thing that sealed its fate as a box office bomb. It doesn't have Spider-Man in it. I mean, and also, the antagonist is inscrutable. It has to be. You can put all the chicks with guns on the poster you want. This is not an action movie. It is pure cosmic horror. The threat posed by the alien is certainly there, but there's no malice in it. It does not hate humans. It does not want to conquer nor enslave us. It's difficult to say it wants anything at all. A fire doesn't want to burn down a forest, it just does. There are so many iconic movie monsters, but this is the one that I think about constantly. The something in Annihilation is profoundly sinister, but not hateful. It imitates, and only fights back when fought against. It is a creeping, sinister, crushing mirror that you make scary all on your own. Annihilation is a rumination on the idea that self-destructive behavior is encoded into us, an inevitable result of what happens when the human mind meets the callous and destructive nature of the universe. Annihilation is permeated with raw existential anxiety. While this is a staple of cosmic horror, the film takes this one step further by ruminating on how we, as a species, cope with this anxiety. Annihilation is a reflection on how we respond to our universe's unfathomable capacity to destroy everything we love. The choice is always there. There's nothing stopping you from destroying what you love, all on your own.